Well, it's finally here. I'm about to head out for my very first vacation since starting a GLP-1. And I'm going into it almost at 125 pounds down in just over a year of being on this weight loss journey. In this video, I'm going to go over everything I did pre-vacation to prep, what I did while I was on vacation, the choices I made, how I stayed active, and all that great stuff, as well as what the scale said when I got home. Look, if you're wondering if you can enjoy yourself on a vacation while on a GLP-1 and not lose all the ground that you've made while being on this journey, stick around. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Chris. Welcome to the channel where we talk all things GLP-1, weight loss, and lifestyle changes to live a happier and healthier life. Like I was just saying, I'm going on vacation for the very first time. I probably haven't been on vacation in like 2 years. I want to say we're not a family that goes every single year. We have been in the past. I would love to do that, but everything has to align for us to be able to do so. So we're going on vacation. It's going to be my wife, myself, and my daughter. For us, we're going to be meeting up with my brother and his family. They have 3 kids. And my mom and dad. My mom and dad are going with us. So it's going to be a really, really good trip. We're going to go down to Panama City Beach. We haven't been there together as a family. We've gone to Destin, Florida in the past, but never Panama City. I think they've been without us. But yeah, really looking forward to this. Maybe one of the last times we go as a big family unit like this. So wanting to make the most of it, not wanting to hurt myself with my weight loss journey, but I also don't want to just cut everything off and not be able to enjoy the vacation. So there's a few things I'm going to do going into it to help maximize the effectiveness of the GLP-1, the sermorelin that I'm on, and everything else that I've got going on. Since we're going on a multi-family vacation, there's going to be a lot of compromises that happen, including right now, we're trying to figure out what time to leave. They want to leave super early, which I'm always down for, but there's really not a point since we can't check in till 4 and they're an hour behind us. So whatever, we're kind of going back and forth on that. So that's already a precursor, I guess, to how things are going to go on this trip. We're going to be compromising on where we're going to eat, what we're going to do. And that's always challenging, I would say. And especially for me, my dad, and my brother, who all are just kind of bullheaded and we want what we want. And we're used to kind of planning everything for our family. So now we're going to have to do it together and we'll see how it goes. We always have a good time, but that's just one thing we always run into. I know my mom reached out ahead of time to kind of talk to us about what we needed grocery wise, what we thought about for lunches, because we're probably just going to eat lunches at the condo together and then go out for a nice dinner every night, more than likely. And they're going to do sandwiches and keep it simple there. And I know that I'm not wanting to do sandwiches. I'm not wanting to do the bread thing. So I'm going to actually meal prep. I have meal prepped already. And I'm going to take that for my lunches so that I can kind of stay on point. I'm going to be taking those Mio squirts that I've talked about for my water enhancers. I got some zero sugar soft drinks that I'm going to be taking, as well as what else I got? I got the protein bars, the Bear Bells protein bars that I like to take. I'm not saying I'm going to use all that every single day, but I have those in case I get the cravings for this or that or the other. It sets me up for better success to stay on point. Now, while I'm on this trip, my goals are to eat fresh, amazing, tasty seafood that is boiled, baked, broiled, blackened, grilled, whatever. Just, I'm not looking to do the fried foods. It's not something I want to do when I'm on the beach, on vacation. I want the fresh seafood. And to me, you lose a lot once you fry it. And there's plenty of fried food around here that's tasty. So not looking to do that while on vacation, but that's the intent going in. Again, I know we have to compromise. So who knows? So my starting weight going down there is 252.8 pounds, which is a little bit less than 125 pounds down. 125 pounds down would be 252 even. So I have been really close to there. And of course, it's fluctuating up and down as we go out and eat different foods, sodium, exercising, all this and that, which speaking of exercising, I do plan to do. I looked at the condo we're going to stay in and they got a good looking gym. So I'm looking forward to go check that out. That's been one of my top priorities. Going down there, checking it out and hitting it as, frequently as I feel like I can without overdoing it or anything like that. But we'll talk about that, I'm sure, as I recap the trip. But that is something I'm looking forward to. So, but without any further ado, I think I'm going to cut it here and we're going to go ahead and hopefully I will remember to record some videos, pictures, something while I'm on vacation. And I'll be able to recap to you guys. I am not a great content creator. I'm not a YouTuber or whatever. So please forgive me ahead of time. Again, I'm doing this just so I can try to help folks on their journey. And I'm doing the best I can with what I got. So let's see what future Chris says while on vacation. What's up, guys? We're on officially day 1 of vacation, I guess you would say, here in Panama City Beach. I'm not counting the traveling day yesterday. Yesterday we came down, I'm with my brother and his family. I'm with my mom and dad. I'm right above the pools. As you can see, I'm right down the stretch here from the beach. So if you can't hear me, I do apologize, but hopefully I'm blocking it enough for you. But we headed down here together, and they called the shots, and we stopped at Jack's, if you guys are familiar with that. And I got a bacon cheeseburger, I want to say is what it was, or double bacon. I don't know. I got a bacon cheeseburger with fries, and had that for lunch. It wasn't my first choice. It is what it is. I didn't eat all my fries. I ate enough to get by. I did make some scrambled eggs that morning, or I had some yogurt, something. I can't remember, but I know I had something to try to help hold me by. Again, you got to deal with what you got to deal with, right? So we had that. We headed on down. Lollygagged a while after we got here. It got late. We ended up having to settle for someplace we weren't planning on going, and that was Sharky's is where we ended up at, if you guys are familiar with Sharky's. And not a ton of options down there that were GLP-1 friendly. And I really not into all the fried seafood stuff anymore. It is what it is, but a lot of the stuff is fried. I really want some fresh, seafood. And so we, grilled or whatever, but I ended up with grilled chicken with some Polynesian teriyaki sauce on there, I want to say. It was light. It wasn't very heavy. It had some pineapple slices on there and some rice. And it was really, really, really good. And then after that, got back to the condo here and had a Bear Bells cookies and cream protein bar to give a little something sweet and just to, finish off the night. I was really proud of myself this morning. Got up, weighed in on the scale. I brought the scale with me, the RENPHO scale. And I was actually down more than I was the last few days. So this is the lowest I've been on my weight loss journey. I was really, really excited about that. And with that motivation, I got up, made a few scrambled eggs, had a cup of coffee, pre-workout, and I headed down to the gym, which they got a really nice gym down here. It's not huge or anything, but it's got a lot of equipment. For a place like this, a condo kind of place or whatever. But yeah, got a really good workout in. I'm not trying to make any, significant gains while I'm on vacation, just trying to maintain and just have fun. And I do enjoy the gym now. So went down to the gym, got a good workout in, came back to the room. We all went down to the beach. The red flag was out. They now double red flagged it just because of the wind, I guess, and the current and craziness down there. It was a little too rough for us anyway. I had my nieces and nephews with me. I had one in my arms. She's been clinging to me this whole time. It makes me so happy. I like to be that uncle. So that was pretty cool. But I went down with her in my arms. It just knocked me down. I was like, nah, I don't think we can do this. So we ended up at the pools for a little while, and then some got bored. So Uncle Chris brought them up with me, and been hanging out up here for a while. So now we're going to go to dinner. And trying to figure out where to go. I think they picked out the place, and the place they picked out is, again, not a place that's got a lot of great options, a lot of the fried seafood stuff, and some other options. Even my daughter said, there's really nothing there. I'm just going to get a burger again, I guess. So, I don't know. This will be their last night picking a place to go. After this, I think I'm going to start picking out the places to go eat. They don't like to plan ahead. I do, and I wasn't basically allowed to plan ahead, so I'm going to plan ahead now. And I'm gonna have some better choices. For lunch today, they had sandwiches, but I meal prepped mine coming down. I did the man kibble, the ground beef, rice, some peas and carrots, and some Worcestershire sauce, and that was my lunch. And been pretty good. I've had my waters, I've had some zero sugar soft drinks here and there, and been having a really, really good time. So we're about to head out now to dinner in just about 30 minutes or so. And again, I'll look at the menu and see what's good and what will work within the diet. And if nothing else, we'll get out of this heat and just go spend some more quality family time together. I'll update you guys again when there is something to update you with. But right now, we're gonna go eat, and I'll fill you guys in as soon as I can.
One day later.
All right, so it's day 2 down here at Panama City Beach. And I don't know how good the audio is going to be out here. It's incredibly, incredibly windy. But, we do what we do. Did not get to go to the beach again today. Yet. I might go this evening.
Not this time. It never happened.
Yeah, my wife was hurting, shoulder was bothering her, so I stayed in with her. And my little girl wanted to come back up, so I met her, brought her back up, and yeah, so I hadn't been down there yet. We lost water first thing this morning before I went to the gym. I noticed that. What the? Which is unusual. So yeah, there was a water line main break, and so we were without water for a while. So I had to go get us some bottled water and stuff for all that, all the necessities. So that's cool. And then I got back from running around doing all that, and our AC went out in the condo.
Emotional damage.
I'm telling you guys, if it wasn't for bad luck, I'd have no luck sometimes. So that's why I consider anything and everything with the weight loss being a success something else. I've had a lot of success with this, and I'm going to chalk it up to, I don't know, I was due one, I guess. At some point I had to have a win at some time, right? But yeah. So weighed in at 251.6 yesterday, which was the lightest I have been, which was awesome. I mentioned that even after the food decisions that I've made and, or was forced to make with where we went and whatnot, still did really good. I actually dropped 0.2 from my lowest weight so far. And then I added those 0.2 back today, but I knew I was going to. Snacked a little bit last night. We got in super, super, super late. I got a good night's sleep, but I didn't get a good full night's sleep. So I wasn't out that long, but I did sleep really, really good. I was tired, obviously, had a full belly. And it was Monday. I took my Sermorelin, IVRX. That's what I'm talking about. And so, of course, it helped me sleep really, really good. So had a good night's sleep, and waiting on the AC guy to come. It's running right now. We got it running somehow. It just miraculously kicked on a minute ago. But he's going to send his guy out, take a look at it, and see what's going on with it, try to get that running smoothly so we don't wake up in the middle of the night all sweaty. And other than that, we're going to go to a really nice place tonight for dinner, from my understanding. And hopefully they're going to have a better selection for meals. It does look that way. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they have on the menu, checking it out, and eating good. But yeah, 251.8 this morning, which is tied for the lowest I had gotten down to before vacation. Like I said, yesterday, for whatever reason, I was down even more. But yeah, you can do it and still enjoy yourself. I just had a couple of chocolate chip cookies and had some potato chips a little earlier. Not many, to be fair, but a little bit. And so tonight, I may even have a dessert. We'll see. But I'm definitely going to have some good, fresh seafood, I'm hoping. And you can't go wrong with that, baby. But I'll hit you guys back up when I have some more. All right, before I continue with the vacation recap, I do want to jump in real quick and give you guys a new breakdown of IVRX prices for the GLP-1s. While others are raising their prices and hiding fees all throughout, IVRX has dropped their prices even lower. So they were already competitive to begin with. They're now even more competitive. They've brought their prices down. As always, no hidden fees, no membership fees, no monthly subscription fees, none of that. There's always free shipping, and you can even finance through Klarna. I've got the prices up on the screen to show you the Tirzepatide and semaglutide. It's about $100 difference between the two. Of course, I am on the compounded Tirzepatide. I've lost 125 pounds so far. Being on that, moving from Zepbound to IVRX and their compounded Tirzepatide. I've loved working with these guys. And like I said, the big thing that I love working is that they are transparent, and what you see is what you get. It's not like going to a car lot, seeing a price for a car, and then it's, 30, 40, 50% more once they tack on all the other fees and whatnot. So thank you, IVRX, for your transparency. That's a huge, huge thing for me. I come from the world of customer service and taking care of my people. So that kind of thing is like top tier importance to me. So big shout out to IVRX for making sure GLP-1s are as affordable as possible for everybody. So you've got your discounted prices that are rolling out now. You've got my code SCALE50. If you use that, you're going to get $50 to $100 off your very, very first order. And then you're locked in on your pricing, meaning that they're never going to go up. Doesn't matter if you change your plan. It doesn't matter if you increase your dosages or whatever. The price is what the price is. It doesn't go up per dose or anything like that. So if you're in the market for a GLP-1, you'd be doing yourself a huge disservice if you're not going to look into IVRX. I know there's plenty of other companies out there. They probably have some competitive pricing along the lines of what IVRX is offering, but I've been with them since pretty much the beginning of this year, and I've got nothing but good things to say about them. You guys know I'm very honest about who I work with. Reviewed some other things in the past that were not so favorable necessarily, but I'm always very, very honest, and I have really, really enjoyed working with IVRX. Again, the prices are on the screen. If you're considering a GLP-1, definitely hit them up and make sure you use my discount code. That'll be linked down below along in the direct link, the discount code, and all that'll be in the pinned comment as well, just to make it easier for you guys to find. Because like them, if this is something you're interested in, I want to make sure that more people are aware of it and more people can get it. And if I can save you a little money along the way, why not, right? All right, now back to the video. All right, so that's apparently like all I recorded. I think I recorded something else, and maybe I unrecorded or deleted it or something. I don't know. Anyways, let me give you the recap of the rest of the trip. So that Tuesday night, we ended up going out to the nicest place called Captain Anderson's. It was phenomenal. I told myself I was going to give myself one night that I was just going to go all out, eat, enjoy it, not really care about anything. Now, we went to Captain Anderson's. Awesome place, long wait, of course, but the table was perfect. The food was amazing. The waiter was just top notch to the point my nephew said, I want to take a picture with him. And they did. So that was a cute little moment there. But we went, I had, it was a snapper imperial. It was like red snapper with crab meat on top of it. Oh, it was so good. Had a loaded baked potato with that. I forced myself pretty much to eat it all just because I said I was going to. And I even got a dessert. Probably shouldn't have. It was actually the least best thing that I ate there was the dessert, which is shocking because I'm always a sucker for sweets and chocolates and all this and that. But honestly, just everything else was so good. And I could have gone without it. In hindsight, I could have ditched that and been perfectly fine. But I said I was going to go all out, and I went all out. And still pretty glad I did. Captain Anderson's was phenomenal. If you're ever in Panama City Beach, that is probably my favorite place now to go. And just like on Monday and Tuesday, I got up, again, pretty much before everybody, went down to the gym. I didn't make breakfast this morning because I was already still pretty full from eating at Captain Anderson's the night before. And yeah, I didn't make any scrambled eggs. I think I had a cup of coffee, maybe a cup and a half or so, and had my coffee, hit the gym, worked out. I want to say I weighed in at 256 that morning, which is an increase. But that was, kind of expected. Again, when you're tracking things and you're kind of conscious of this thing, you should know if your weight's going to be going up and down for the most part. Sometimes it'll hit you unexpectedly, sure. But if you're paying attention and you're tracking it, you're planning it and stuff like that, you kind of know what to expect. So I knew the weight was going to go up. The sodium, going out to eat, kind of later night dinners that we were doing, staying up late, not getting full nights of sleep. So then my growth hormones, the sermorelin wasn't being released all the way, and testosterone levels may have been a little low or whatever. I don't know. But I know I was still definitely holding on to some food, definitely the sodium and swelling and all that stuff that goes with it. So it didn't hurt my feelings any. I knew I was going to be up that day, and it's no big deal. That day, we ended up basically just spending shopping. We ended up going shopping. My niece had been working with my brother and earning some money. She's in that age. She's just a little bit older than my daughter. My daughter's 13, so she's going to be 15 actually next month. Wow. And she's all about shopping and spending her money. And so Uncle Chris, we took her shopping, and my daughter just followed her around. They had a big time, and of course didn't go to the beach or the pool that day. We just shopped, hung out, let them have a big day. And then we met back up with the family, and we went to dinner at a place called Schooners, and that was good. Again, I had some good food there. It was blackened grouper, I want to say, and I think the side was something like yellow rice and black beans. But the food was good. Again, food was good. Service was good. Schooners was a pretty cool spot, and glad we went and checked that place out. I don't remember us doing a whole lot that night. I think we went bowling, and then everybody pretty much got tired, and we went back to the condo. Got up the next morning and packed, hit the road, stopped by Hardee's, got another bacon cheeseburger. I actually got a Nashville hot chicken sandwich, but my daughter said she didn't know they had that, so I let her try it. She liked it more, and she ordered the double cheeseburger. So I gave her my chicken sandwich and I had her cheeseburger because that's what dads do. And yeah, so I had that and some fries, headed home. The whole time, of course, it was water I was drinking or Coke Zeros for the most part. Or I put it up here earlier, more than likely when I was talking about zero sugar drinks. But my favorite drink in the world, soft drink in the world, is called Cheer Wine. Not to get a long story, but that's made in Salisbury, North Carolina, where I have family from. And we used to have family reunions back in the day in Myrtle Beach, where we'd kind of meet up halfway, kind of. And they would bring those soft drinks down, and we would bring fresh peaches from Georgia, swap, and that just became our vacation drink, I guess. So if you ever had it, you know it's amazing. If you hadn't had it, give it a shot if you ever see it. It's privately owned. It's not like Coke or Pepsi or anything. So I can't sing its praises enough. And the fact that I found a zero sugar version of it just really, really made me happy. So that was something I drank a lot on vacation at any given moment. Again, coming back from vacation, I knew the next morning I was going to be up, or I expected to be up. And I was actually down. I was 252.6. Yeah, 252.6 Friday. Now, Thursday, I don't think I mentioned this, that morning that I got up, I was at 254.2, or I may have said that. But yeah, I was at 252.6. 252.6 Friday morning after getting home. So when you look at it, I actually lost 0.2 pounds, 0.2 pounds over the course of vacation. That's not a significant loss in a normal conversation, right? But knowing that I went on vacation, I ate, sweets, I had a bunch of food, I ate late, I wasn't, on my normal schedule of things, and still coming home maintaining the same weight that I left with, or even dropping a little bit. And that's pretty awesome to me. I was thrilled to see that. I never thought that was something that could happen, but it did. So can you go on a vacation while on a GLP-1 and still find success? Yes, but it's about making better decisions for sure. So just to kind of hit some of the things that I would say if you are planning on going on a vacation. I hope this video helped you. I'm going to kind of recap a few things that I did. I highly, highly recommend, or at least recommend considering before you go, to stay on track. You do your own thing, live your best life. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed my vacation. I didn't really feel restricted at all, except a couple of times at the restaurants where they didn't have a ton of GLP-1 weight loss friendly choices. I did feel a little restricted there, but I was able to navigate. So I think that you will absolutely be able to do that as well. But here's what I got jotted down. I meal prepped ahead of time. If you know that, you're going to run into a situation like with the lunches, couldn't hurt to meal prep ahead of time or plan ahead of time. Something like if it's just you and your family, you can get whatever you want. I had to compromise with two other families and, kind of lose those a lot of times. So I meal prep, plan ahead, choosing the grilled food over the fried as much as possible. There were times, of course, I did have some fried food or sides that were fried. Not that fried food is the worst or carbs are the worst or anything like that. But yeah, the macros and everything are just typically better when you get grilled or boiled or broiled or what have you. So leaning toward that is huge. And it's, again, just one of those small decisions that can have a huge impact. Let's see. Still allowed myself to indulge at times. Again, I think you got that 80-20 rule, or maybe it's 70-30 for you or whatever, where you want to do the right thing 80% of the time and then let loose 20% of the time almost. 80% of your food is healthy, 20% of your food isn't, or, whatever. You got to let yourself live a little. We call them cheat meals or cheat days or whatever. I try not to really have those, but I work those into my diet plan and still allow myself to have those meals or those days every now and then, because if not, I think I'll just go crazy. Now, I'm not going all out and eating, 3, 4, 5,000 calories in a day like I used to be able to do. But I'm probably doing 2,600 calories, less than 3,000, I would say, on any given like crazy day. But then I'm right back to it. It's not so much that it throws me off and it throws me out of the game. I get right back to it and get back on my plan. So definitely allow yourself to indulge and enjoy yourself for sure. Like I said, I never felt restricted. There were always plenty of options. I did hit the gym. I hit the gym all 3 main mornings, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Thursday we got up and came home. And then Sunday was the day we drove down there. So the 3 mornings that I woke up, I did go to the gym all 3 days. just enough to keep the body activated, just enough to keep those muscles engaged and reminded, like, hey, don't go anywhere just because we're on vacation. You got to stick around, because I don't want to have any muscle loss on this GLP-1 weight loss journey for sure. At the end of the day, I think the consistency beats perfection. You know, you're never going to be perfect, never, ever, ever, right? But you can be consistent. Now, you can be consistently wrong and make consistently, bad choices. Or if you make the right choices, put a plan in place, you can be consistent in staying on track and making the right decisions. So, go ahead and do that now. Don't wait till you get on GLP-1 if you're not, or don't wait till you start the weight loss journey, or don't wait till you get, to where you're going on vacation. Go ahead and start planning and prepping and getting things ready and preparing your mind at least for what you're going to do, and consistency, I think, is really key. And it will lead to more success, especially over a long period of time. When you zoom out, there may be fluctuations up and down here and there, but when you zoom out, that consistency and making those right choices, those better choices, are going to pay off. Going to pay off big time. You're going to get a better return on investment. I've talked about that in another video as well. But yeah, being consistent is key. Like, I think two of the big things it comes down to is the mindset, and then again, understand the concept that at the end of the day, it's calories in versus calories out. I talked about that in this video here. If you hadn't seen that, go check that out. I go into more depth there. I could probably go into even more depth in another video, but guys, take control of your diet, control the controllables, right? Some things are going to be out of your control. Nothing you can do about that, but control the controllables. Calories in versus calories out. Go out there, guys, and conquer the scale. Never let the scale conquer you. We'll see you on the next one.